here's what we're talking about today. We're going to shout some of you guys out in a minute. If anybody starts watching us, we'll do that here in a second. But here's where we're going with the info today. We get asked all the time, especially we go out and look at a lot of homes. We kind of help a lot of people get everything ready, get it in place, do what needs to be done. We get asked, when it comes to looking at these homes, what are you seeing as realtors on the market, in the market, what's happening, all of those things? Is it more important that I'm worried and I focus on what my price is, or am I worried about what the condition of the home is? All right. We get asked that all the time. So let's talk about it here today. Let's debate it for the people, okay? So we've got the crowd that says, well, I think it's the price. And then we got the crowd that says, I think it's definitely the conditions got to be right. All right. We're going to tie all this up here in a few minutes for you. But which one you want? You want price?
Yeah, we'll go with price.
Or you want condition?
I'm going to go with price.
Right, so we're going to start out today by telling you why price is the most important thing when it comes to selling your home. Price or condition, we're comparing the two because we get asked which is the most important. Hang around and we're going to tie it all together, but you get to go first, my friend.
Okay.
Telling the people why the price is a very important thing.
Well, price to me is crucial. That's the whole. When people look at a house,
sure,
I think they're searching by price.
I agree with you.
So I think that has to be a very key.
There is no
that
doubt.
is a very key factor. Is you have to get the price right. Now again, people are smart.
Sure.
The internet has helped people out tremendously though as well.
I agree with you.
You can get on there and you can start searching for priced homes. So you now have stuff that you can compare to. If you've got house number A over here, we're comparing it to your house B. Your house B, man, is sharp and it's priced right. This one here is sharp, but it's priced $20,000 above your sharp one. That's a factor.
I got you.
That's a big factor. They're going to look at that. They're going to weigh that in. What am I comparing? I'm comparing. I mean, we do this every day.
Sure.
Like on everything we do. We go to Food City, and we look and see we can get these spaghetti noodles that come from whoever makes spaghetti noodles.
Sure.
Or we can get the Food Club brand.
Right.
That's the exact same thing, and it's 85 cents less.
I'm with you.
Most people get that brand.
I'm with you 100%.
That's the whole reason why so it's price.
But so would you say though? But would a homeowner, would a person looking at the home, would they say, "Well, I'm gonna buy the cheapest one. I'm going to buy the cheapest houses out there"?
If I'm comparing apples to apples,
there's probably a good chance of that. If it is apples to apples, I'm going to go with one that don't cost me.
Yeah. I mean, again, if you can afford a $300,000 home, you might not go out and buy one for $79,900.
True story.
But if the $79,900 has everything that the $300,000 does,
right,
you might do it.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. There's no doubt about it. You look at it and you say, price is a big important factor, and we know that from a lot of experience. But you also got to, I think you got to keep it in consideration, especially when it talks about pricing. You got to look at it and say, this thing, if there's going to be a mortgage got on the property, it is going to have to appraise. So you can't go crazy on the other side.
Can't go wild.
Like you said, the market's competitive right now. Home prices are up, but that still doesn't mean that we can forsake getting it at a good marketable price that we know appraisal is probably going to be more likely to happen.
Right.
Because you can get the price. You can get somebody to agree up front and say, I'm going to pay you this price. But at the end of the day, when the appraiser comes out and says,
he's going to tell you if it's worth that price.
It ain't going to happen. Now you got a choice that you're going to have to make as a home seller. You're going to have to look back and say, do I cut it? Or do I cancel this deal and try to hopefully somebody comes by and does cash for it?
Right.
So price is a big important thing. Again, what we're talking about with you today is what's the most important thing? Is it price? Is it condition of the home? When you look at both of those things together, we get asked that a lot of time, especially when we're out looking at it. We'll get the question, should I fix this? Should I fix that? Should I price it here? Should I price it there? That's just some things, again, that we try to go over with people when we're giving the information as far as what these prices go and how it's going to be. So you've gave the argument for price, and it's a good argument. It's a very good argument.
Has to be priced right.
That you have to say the house has to be priced right. Now, here's what we've said since 2008, since we've been in business as a company since 2008. We've said there's two things that sell houses, okay? And it's always this way. It's always been this way, and for what I think it'll always be this way, but it's price and it's marketing. The price has to be right because of what you said. People understand, they know, they're educated buyers. Not that people are crazy buyers, but people are educated. They use the power of the internet to find out these kind of things. So it's not that you're going to hide it, that homes in my neighborhood aren't selling for this. That's just a fact of the matter. But then it's got to be marketed correctly too. Now, I think that's where my argument's going to come in on the condition. The condition of the property has to be, it's got to be what I'm going to say in good condition if you're comparing apples to apples.
Yes.
Now, I cannot look down the street. I can't look in the same subdivision. As far as that goes, I can't look in the same area and say, well, my home has broken windows all across the front of it, okay? And I need new flooring, and I don't have no kitchen cabinets, and those kind of things like that.
But because I'm in this neighborhood.
But because I'm here, and the neighbor's house down the street brought this certain price, I don't have to worry about my condition because I can get that price.
Yeah.
Condition is a very big factor when it comes to the home. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that condition. It literally does not matter about the condition of the house. It could be what you call, and it's classified, and a lot of people look for as a fixer-upper. Those sell. Those are selling right now.
Well, they do, yeah.
We've got one listed up in Greenville that you talking about a fixer-upper. There's nothing but studs in the place.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was being remodeled. There's nothing but studs there. It's ready for everything else to happen and be done. The condition of that, there's marketing pictures. Now, just to show you what's happening, literally yesterday we had so many showings we had to just tell people go look because there's not a time slot available.
Right, yeah.
That's for that house. And what you would say, a terrible condition in the way that it sits.
Right.
You can't move in it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't.
No.
There's no bathrooms. There's no nothing. So condition, again, it's all going to be in relation to what I think. It's going to come back to what you say. Apples to apples comparisons.
Well, then you see this a lot. You see this right here a lot because we do have in our area quite a few new constructions going on.
Right.
So I just had a conversation with a guy yesterday. He's got a house, needs a little bit of work, but literally straight across the road from him is a whole new construction neighborhood going in. Mm-hmm. He wanted to know, can we compare this house to those houses?
Sure.
I said, we can't.
Right.
We
Two
can't.
different things.
Now, even though they're just right there. I mean, they're literally the house right across the road from you is a new subdivision. We can't compare that.
Sure.
We've got a house here that was built in the 60s that needs, some work on it. And it's nothing major,
updated.
but it needs a lot of
Sure,
updating. We
absolutely.
can't compare that to a brand new move-in ready construction house. We cannot compare that.
I agree with you.
But a lot of people get that. You mean what you just said, a lot of people say, because I live in this neighborhood, I know my house is bringing top dollar.
Right.
That's not the case if
Right.
you're not in the same condition everybody else is.
I'm with you. Now let's talk about and look at this condition argument that I have more. I just said yes, you can sell ones down to the studs. It is important. But
Goes
now
back
that's
to my
got to
price.
be relative within price.
It goes back to my price.
However, here's what I'm going to say about condition. Literally, if you want to be honest and just totally transparent and upfront about it, the condition of the house, the better that it is. So yes, if we walk in a property and somebody says, you see anything that I need to do, and the paint is chipping, or you can tell around your light switches that it's been there a while, that paint's been there a while. Yeah. You can look at your floors and you can say, hey, there's pet spots, there's these kind of things there. Same thing with the exterior. You may have siding, vinyl siding, it needs to be power washed, those kind of things. That's going to do nothing but help you in selling your home. When they walk in and they look at it and they say, well, I got to paint, I got to put new floors because I got pet spots, I got to get this thing power washed, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It literally, in a buyer's mind, they look at it and they start saying, I got to spend money on this place, so I'm going to give you a lower offer on the property. Where if they could walk in and look at it and say, I can move in, my couch goes there, my chair goes there, here's my TV on the wall, I'm good to go. Yes, it's going to help you massively.
Yes,
when you're talking about attracting buyers to your homes. So we get asked, though, what's the most important? Is it price or is it the condition of my home? Here's what I'm going to say about the whole thing. Neither one
is more important
than the other, because they have to be all considered together. It's a package deal.
It's a package deal.
Your condition of your home means nothing if your price is relative to the condition of the home.
Right.
Okay? The condition of the home is great for you. If you've got a move-in ready, super nice, slick home, ready to move into, needs absolutely nothing, that's great for you. that's going to let you probably get a little bit more.
You're probably going to get top dollar for your
but
house.
They've got to go hand in hand. Is at the end of the day, what's most important? They're together.
Yeah.
You got to get them done together,
Yeah.
so that you can again get the top dollar, but also in the market be realistic.
Right.
I think what's happening, and I think you hit on it 100%. There are properties that have been rehabbed, or they've been brought up to date, or like you said, there's new homes being built all in the Lakeway area. And just because I'm across the street and my house was built in 1967 does not mean I can compare to that new 2021 home being built across the street.
Yeah.
You're talking about different things, especially if you got to bring it up to date to those things. Now, you got that 1967 brought up. Different story.
Exactly. That was my.
There's the condition and the price being together.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of times, people that's a really big question that we get. Do I spend the money?
Sure.
Me and this guy had the same question. Do I spend the money and go ahead and do this?
Sure.
I mean, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to spend that money?
Sure.
Do you have that money to spend?
Right.
Are you going to be able? You got to, again, this is where a conversation with the realtor is good, because you can say, okay, if fixed up, this is going to be what you're moving up to. Now, you got to look and see, okay, how much am I going to have in it?
Yeah.
Would I be better off to just sell it and cut the price the way it is right now for what it's worth as it sits? Let somebody else come do the work to it.
There's a thing.
That's a question for you.
There's a thing we talk about all the time called ROI, return on investment. Okay, that's a critical thing when it comes to fixing it up, condition versus the price of it. Because again, if you could spend 20 and get 40, count me in.
Count me in.
I'm doing it every day of the week. I'm saying yes, do this. But if I spend 20 only to just say, well, I got 140 or I got 160 instead of 140, and I'm just getting my 20 back, do you really want to do that?
Right.
That's going to be something that a home seller has to decide for themselves.
Right.
We know condition's important, but condition and price in relation to each other, they're hand in hand to be able to get you, again, to do and get what you need out of the property. That's that they're coordinated.
You
together.
can't get one without
They're
the other.
intertwined together. There's no doubt about that. So hopefully we brought you some good real estate information today. Again, as the question we get all the time, what's most important, the condition or the price? The answer, the $1 million question, is that. The answer to that $1 million question is they got to be both taken into consideration together.
Yeah.
That's what you want to make sure that you do. What else you got to say?
That's it, man. That's it.
This is what we're going to say here.
Charlie Grahams just shared it with me. I appreciate it,
We
Charlie.
appreciate it, Charlie. We appreciate Charlie watching. Appreciate everybody watching. Those that watch live, those that watch on the replay. Here's what we're going to say out the door today, all right? We appreciate you guys more than you know. Stuck with us, man, for a long time.
200 times.
200 shows is a whole lot of shows.
Yeah.
200 episodes is a whole lot of episodes. Again, we're making some changes. We're testing some things. We're doing a lot of different things to hopefully get you the real estate information out there. We kind of had a conversation a few months ago, and we looked at it and said the main purpose that we want to do this show is to bring you what I say all the time, the most up-to-date, relevant real estate information you will find anywhere on the planet. Transparency, educational purposes, and knowledge given to the buyers and the sellers is what that we want to do.
That's right.
And hopefully every Wednesday that we go live, we bring that to you. We thank you for the 200 support up to this point. We're looking forward to possibly 200 more. We may beat the Simpsons.
We got to beat the
time
Simpsons.
it's over. But who knows, man? We're always trying to stay above the curve, ahead of the game, and give to you, the nation, the information that you need when it comes to real estate. If there's anybody that you go to, it's us at Elite Realty Group. We'd be happy to serve you or answer any of your questions for anything real estate related. Or if you just want to call up and you want a pump up speech, we can give that to
We
you.
do that too.